The Average Paul Kagame Supporter. How Rwanda Learned to Clap in Unison. Written by Gabrielle Ndayishimiye. Part 1. Scene 13. You think this is madness? So did I. I heard the paper moving last night. Not the pen. Not the hand. Not even the desk creaking beneath its habitual weight. Just the paper, shifting of its own volition, whispering against itself, a soft rasp like dry leaves, learning to speak. At first, I believed it was the wind. Yes, I still permit myself such naivete, small mercies for a mind unraveling politely. But the windows were shut, bolted. The air was still, and yet the sound continued. When I rose to look, there was no new letter, no words I could see. But the pages, my pages, hundreds of them, had been rearranged, not scattered, not crumpled, curated, stacked in strange geometries, spines aligned, not by date or topic, but by intent. Intent I did not remember forming. I flipped through one. A paragraph I had no recollection of writing met me with unmistakable familiarity, like being recognized by a stranger who knows your childhood nickname. It read, "You were never alone, only illegible." A sentence with no subject, waiting to be parsed. I dropped the page. My hands recoiled not in fear, but in recognition. I had been read, not by her, not by any living mind, but by something else. Something older than surveillance. Something that had been watching long before the cameras, long before the party, long before guilt was invented to keep men from turning their own thoughts into fires. I sat down. I breathed. I asked the question I had avoided for so long. Who, exactly, do I think is reading these words? Not God. He has gone quiet, like an embarrassed parent who sees what their child has become and cannot look. Not the state. It doesn't need to read. It only needs to archive. Not her. She has disappeared into metaphor, and I have fed on her absence like communion. Then who? And the answer came, unspoken, absolute, the writing itself. Yes, it has become aware. It is watching me now as I write this, and I realize, slowly, with a clarity that scrapes, I have inverted the act. I am not writing these thoughts. These thoughts are writing me. Each sentence is not an artifact of my will, but a set of instructions, syntax as sorcery, grammar as possession. I am a pronoun with delusions of agency. You think this is madness? So did I. But madness suggests excess. This is not excess. This is precision. A logic so cold it appears burning. The writing is not an outlet. It is a mirror. And I am the thing it shows when no one else is looking. There is no I left here. Only quotation marks, endlessly nested, eating each other like worms in borrowed graves. Perhaps this has always been the case. Perhaps I was written by someone else. Long ago, a character scratched into the margins of a text that was never published, now spinning endlessly in footnotes no one will read. And so, I leave this page open, not to be finished, no, but to continue without me. Because I see now, I was never the writer. I was the reply.